طيب جميل جدا. طبعا انتم محظوظين. You are lucky that your session is smoothly going as well as an online. الآن كل الكورسات في الجامعة العربية تحولت. It's been converted to VC. كل المحاضرات اتلغت من الكلاسات، حتبقى المحاضرات الآن online أكثر المحاضرات. So most lectures are start now the lecture of Eco101. If you have any questions from previous, Fatma, do you have any questions? You can write the questions that you have. You can write the questions. If you have any question, you can write the questions. Today, inshallah, we will complete the requirement of this course. This is chapter 6 and this is the last chapter of the materials. We will have another chapter or another lecture before the final, just to see you and to see if you have any questions before the final. Okay, so this is the last lecture, and by this lecture we will complete the course materials. There are only 3 chapters. We spent about 3 lectures in chapter 3, and this is the 5th lecture. احنا مشينا بسرعة. We gone through that very quickly, and we are following the course calendars, so we have nothing after that, unless if you have any questions. I will come by the next lecture or the lecture after, before the final. I will announce, I will call you, I'll send you emails to tell you if you have any questions. We can come and solve samples of final exam. Prepare yourself for the midterm exam now. Midterm exam materials will be in chapter 1. All chapter 1 will be the midterm exam materials as announced on LMS. Let me be sure about the midterm exam materials. According to the course calendar, midterm exam includes chapter 1 and chapter 3, supply and demand. Okay, chapter 1 and chapter 3 in midterm exam. From chapter 3 you will have 3.1 demand and 3.5 supply. These are the materials of the material of the midterm exam: demand and supply, and the market equilibrium. These are chapter 1 and chapter 3, and they are the material of the midterm exam. So be ready for the midterm exam. It will be announced on LMS how to conduct the midterm exam. It will be announced also on the main OU website regarding the exam. No, not chapter 1 and chapter 3. Usually we will use the makeup exam schedule, midterm makeup exam schedule announced on the main OU website. So midterm will be between 15 and 23 of April. This is the midterm exam dates. One of this day from 15 to 23 of April, we will conduct the midterm exam. It's been postponed because of coronavirus. So the midterm exam schedules has putting forward a little bit. Okay? Shall we start? Any question before we start? Okay. Today we will start chapter 6. It talks about productions and cost. cost and productions. We will define in this chapter and explain difference between accounting profit and economic profit. We will understand the law of dimension return to scale اللي هو عائد الغلة المتناقص. We will discuss the various production costs that firm face. عندك productions cost, عندك fixed cost, variable cost, average cost. What are the difference between these three? Also, we will determine the firm profit maximizations, how the firm take a decision to maximize its profit عشان يعظم أرباحه المنتج أو اللي بينتج في المشروع، كيف يعظم أرباحه بأي طريقة. This is another way to describe this. Describe the firm shutdown decisions. When the firm take the decision to shut down the firm، يقفل ويرحل عن السوق. Okay. Understand productions and costs in the long and short run. These are the topic of today's lecture. Okay. We have just spoken about the exam. Don't ask Rahaf about anything now. I have told you midterm exam between 15th and 23rd of April will be decided, and it is announced on the main OU website. صفحة الجامعة الرئيسية حتعطيكم الإعلانات كاملة. It will not be online. It will be in the university soon, as we have a decision from the government to allow students to enter the universities. الآن you are not, this day you are not allowed to enter the universities. Any student from Jeddah? Is there any student attended from Jeddah? Jeddah students? Okay. If you are attending from Jeddah for the first time here, those students who are attending from Jeddah, your class will be on Thursday by Miss Rana. She will conduct the class for you on Thursday. I know she is a little bit behind. We are a little bit forward. احنا ماشيين قدام سابقينكم في المنهج. Miss Rana will give you a class on Thursday at the same time, and it will be an online class. It will be announced on LMS. هتشوف الإعلان موعد محاضرتك on LMS by Miss Rana إن شاء الله by next Thursday as your lecture time, as usual time. Okay, you are welcome to attend with us today, no problem. Today we will cover chapter 6, and this is the last chapter of the course material Eco101. We just initials the learning outcome of this chapter, and we are talking about costs and productions, when the firm make a profit and when he maximize the profits. Okay, let's talk about any firm. Any firm has a goal. What is the goal of any firm? Is making a profit. Making a profit is the goal of any firm. يعني ما بيفتح المشروع إلا عشان يحقق ربح اللي هو البروفيت. يعني إيش profit? What do we mean by profit? إحنا قلنا cost and benefits in chapter 1. Do you remember when we spoke about costs and benefits? Costs and benefits. البنفيتس اللي هو البروفيتس الفائدة. If the benefit larger than the cost, then we will take the actions. So in here, if the benefit of the organization higher than the cost, then we are making a profit, isn't it? Okay, so we have two types of profits. We have an accounting profit اللي هو الربح المحاسبي, and economic profit or excess profit. عندي ربح محاسبي وربح اقتصادي. إيش الفرق بين الربح المحاسبي والربح الاقتصادي? What's the difference between accounting profit and economic profit? Accounting profit, the total revenue, الإيراد الكلي, minus explicit cost. What is the explicit cost? اللي هي التكلفة الصريحة, explicit cost. لما تطرح الإيراد total revenue minus explicit cost هذا هيعطيك حاجة profit. explicit cost payment firm to purchase resources, labor, land. يعني explicit cost تكلفة صريحة such as salary, electricity, rent, whatever. تكلفة صريحة للمشروع، رواتب، أجور، كهرباء، تليفون، إيجار، أي شيء هذه اسمها explicit cost. And it is easy to compute, very easy to compute. So إذا طرحنا الإيراد total revenue minus explicit cost يعطيني حاجة اسمها accounting profit. Is it clear the accounting profit? Very clear. accounting profit. تطرح الإيراد من المصاريف يعطيك accounting profit and it is very easy to compute. إذا جاك في الامتحان احسب لي accounting profit تطرح له الإيراد total revenue minus total explicit cost. Economic profit is the difference between firm's total revenue and the sum of its explicit and implicit cost. Economic profit عبارة عن total revenue minus explicit cost minus implicit cost. What is the implicit cost? What's the implicit cost? I know the explicit costs, which are rent, salary, electricity bill, phones, whatever, they are clear. But what is the implicit cost? Think of it. I'll get back to you within a minute. Okay, عرفنا. Do you know what is the implicit cost? Any clue? التكلفة الضمنية. Yes. What is the implicit cost? It is the opportunity cost. Good, Mary. Thank you. اللي هي التكلفة الضمنية اللي هي implicit cost. It is the opportunity cost of the resources supplied by the firm's owners. يعني we have learned about the implicit cost or the opportunity cost in chapter 3, isn't it? In chapter 3 we have spoken about the opportunity cost اللي هي التكلفة الضمنية أو تكلفة الفرصة البديلة. يعني الموظف أو التاجر بيشتغل في المؤسسة تبعه، لو راح اشتغل برا he will get a salary. So this is an implicit cost, which is the opportunity cost of the resources supplied the firm's owner. And it is different from an owner to another. Normal profits occurred when economic profit are equal to 0. I say I got a normal profit when an economic profit 0. economic profits عبارة عن accounting profit minus implicit cost minus explicit cost. This is the economic profit. عفوا accounting. Let's start from the economic profit. It's the total revenue minus the explicit cost minus the implicit cost. The total revenue minus the explicit cost is the accounting profits. If I subtract the implicit cost, I will get the economic profit. If this number comes here as 0, I would say it is normal profits. Thank you, Lena. أعطيك مثال. Assume firm total revenue equal 400,000. Explicit cost equal التكلفة الصريحة الworker salaries اللي هي 250. إذن 400,000 minus 250, this will give you 150, which is إيش؟ accounting profit ولا economic profit؟ 150,000 accounting profit. Good, مريم. Firm implicit cost جاء أعطاك وقال لك 100,000. This is the implicit cost. What is the implicit cost here? Could be the land, could be a wage, could be something, whatever. A land owned by the owner, a salary of the owner, could be that, could be something. But he gave you a number here and he said a firm implicit cost equal 100,000. It's given. So subtract that number from the accounting profits. 150 minus 100, this is the economic profits. So it equal here, it equal 150 minus 100 equal, yes, 50,000 million. Thank you. This is the economic profit, 50,000. Now, it is less than the accounting profit. Note, economic profit less than the accounting profit. This is a crucial concept that you have to understand for the final exam. This is a topic of the final exam, not in a midterm exam. So differentiate between accounting profit and economic profit, and this is very easy concept to understand. Is it clear? Do you need any repetitions? Do you need to repeat these things? Okay, thank you. This is a chart showing you the difference between explicit cost and implicit cost. Chart A showing you the total revenue. Chart B showing you the explicit cost and the accounting profit. Chart 3 or C showing you the explicit cost and economic profit and the implicit cost in green. Let's move on. This is another example. Clarify the concept of the implicit cost. Someone called Kamal, and he is a corn farmer living in Turkey. Kamal decision to keep farming or quit. Should he keep farming يستمر كمزارع ولا انه ينسحب ويخرج من السوق؟ عشان كذا according to the decision that we're going to take, we will decide whether he's making profit or making a loss, or he has to quit. So a firm should quit if the profit is less than expected, or he's making a loss. How he's making a loss? How is he making accounting profit? How is he making economic profit? We will see that through these examples. So Kamal making a total revenue of 22,000. The explicit cost 10,000. The implicit cost 11,000. The accounting profit equal total revenue 22,000 minus the explicit cost 10,000, which is 12,000. This is the accounting profit. The economic profit is total revenue minus the explicit cost minus the implicit cost, and it is 1,000. So usually implicit cost less than the accounting cost. عفوا economic profit less than the accounting profit. Accounting profit 12,000, economic profit is 1,000. So since Kamal has an economic profit more than 0, so should he stay in the industry or should he quit? It is more than a 0, it is 1,000. Stay, good one. He has to stay because he is making economic profit larger than 0. If it is less than 0, then he has to quit. If it is 0, then we say Kamal making normal profits. تمام؟ What if Kamal inherits the land? Inherits his land. يعني ورث الأرض. جاء كان بيدفع لها إيجار صارت ملكه الآن. He has become an owner of the land. Rent for farms land 6,000. يعني 6,000 اللي كان بيدفعها إيجار he will not pay anymore a rent. So it is 6,000. Of the 10,000 of the explicit cost. Explicit cost كانت إيجار وكانت رواتب, could be rent and salaries, and total of 10,000. And his rent payment become an implicit cost. The 6,000 now become an implicit cost. It is not an explicit cost anymore because he has inherits the land and the land become his own. Kamal should abandon the farmer because the economic profit less than 0. كيف صار economic profit less than 0؟ خلينا أشوف. Total revenue 20,000. Explicit cost 4,000. Implicit cost includes the 6,000. It was 11, now 17. So the accounting profit is 16,000. He's making accounting profit, but he is not making economic profit. Therefore, he has to quit from farming. So it is minus 1,000. Okay. Should I go on? Okay. Would say it again. Look, Kamal have a total revenue of 20,000. Explicit cost 4,000. Okay, explicit cost 4,000. Implicit cost 17. Accounting profit 16. What is the accounting profit? Accounting profit is the total revenue minus the explicit cost. 20,000 minus 4,000. This is 16,000. If I want to compute the economic profit, it is the accounting profit 16,000 minus the implicit cost, which is 17,000. The outcome is minus 1. 16 less than 17, so it is minus 1. In that case, what should I say? Kamal should go out of the farming industries. He has to quit because the economic profit less than 0. If it is equal to 0, we say it is normal profit. But now it is less than 0. If it is larger than 0, so Kamal should go on and do the farming industry. Let's move to another topic, which is production. Productions اللي هو الإنتاج. Producing commodity, producing an industry, producing an items. الصناعة أو الإنتاج. It's conversion of inputs to outputs. many different way using in productions, many different technologies using maybe new or advanced technology you use in productions or handmade productions. So this is the technology, is a recipe of productions. In productions we use sometimes factors, inputs to use for productions. These inputs can be capitals, can be labor, can be lands, entrepreneurships, ideas, input of productions. So those we call it factors of productions. Then we have a technology to combine these factors and get out with an output. يعني عندي input و output. الفactors of productions اللي هي عناصر الإنتاج could be lands, could be labors, could be capitals, رأس مال, could be anything. These we call it input of productions. Then we have an output, which is any items we get out with. تصنيع أي شيء. In the short run اللي هو نسميه we have to differentiate between short run and long run. إيش الفرق بين الأجل القصير الإنتاج في الأجل القصير والإنتاج في الأجل الطويل? Production in short run and production in the long run. What do we mean by short run? لما أقول لك أنا أنتج في الأجل القصير, production in the short run periods of time when at least one of the firm's factors of productions is fixed. يعني إيش one of the inputs is fixed؟ يعني ثابت. One ثابت. Fixed يعني ما بيتغير. Like the land or the building or the machine. The machine that is used in production is fixed. عندي جهاز إنتاج. لكن one of the production factors is fixed. The production factors قلنا ممكن تكون could be labors, could be machine, could be land. And other production factors are variables, متغيرة. يعني بستخدم عامل أو اثنين أو ثلاثة أو أربع عمال في الإنتاج. I can use more than one labor in productions, but the machine is fixed. So this is one of the production factors is fixed. In the long run, في الأجل الطويل, the period of time in which all input are variables. إيش هي الانبوتس؟ قلنا هنا land, machines, capitals. These are the inputs and all of them are variables. I can change the number of labors that I'm using. I can change the number of machine I'm using in productions. So this is the difference between short and long run. In short run بيكون عندي one fixed and one variables. In the long run all production factors are variables. I hope it's clear. Every firm first follow the following questions. How much should I produce? قديش أنتج أنا عشان أحقق أعلى ربح? This is what we got to understand. How much should we produce to make the highest profits? How much should I produce? Should I produce 10 units, 20 units, 1,000 units to make the highest profits? Assume that the firms make فانوس رمضان lanterns اللي هي الفوانيس, بيصنع فوانيس. Uses labors of or employers and capitals, machines اللي هي الماشين والlabors. Assume for now only two factors of production. أكيد بيستخدم, sure he's using more than one productions. So let's assume that he's using only two production factors such as labor and capital, which are the machines. Okay? In short run, machines are fixed. It's assumed to be fixed. And he's changing the number of labor. And this is the analysis we based on in this lecture today. The long run, both inputs, machine and labor are variables, and we will forget about that for some times. With the number of employees he's using, we will assume that we are changing the number of employees, but the machine are fixed. That means we are using the short or the long run analysis. Following? Yes? Short run, Lana. Thank you, Lina. We are using the short run analysis, which is one variable is fixed, which is the machine, and the other variables is moving, or variables which are the number of labor or employees. So if he use 0 labor, nothing will be produced. If he use 1 labor, he will produce 80 units. If he use 2 labor, he will produce 200. If he use 3 labor, he will produce 260, and so on. What is the third common column? It is the marginal product of labor. What is the marginal concept? Do you remember the marginal concept that we explained in chapter 3? Adding to total occurred by changing in the number of units. It's the change in total output because of change in the number of employees. So the difference between 80 and 200 is 120. The difference between 200 and 260 is 60. The difference between 300 and 330 is 30. So this is the marginal product of labor أو الإنتاج الحدي للعامل الواحد, which is the additional units of productions resulted from adding 1 unit of labor. تغير في الإنتاج الكلي نتيجة تغير عدد المدخلات من العمال. Which is the marginal product, change in output because of change in labor input. This is the marginal product أو الإنتاج الحدي للعامل. قديش العامل الواحد بيضيف لي إلى الإنتاج. This is a very important concept. We will build on that, so you have to understand that concept. Is it clear or should I repeat it again? معايا انتوا ولا نعيده ثاني مرة؟ هنبني على هذا الشيء كثير. We build on that. The marginal product أو الإنتاج الحدي. Change in total output because of change in the number of input. نتعرف الآن. We will learn about the law of dimension returns. With all inputs except one fixed, additional units of the variable's input yield ever smaller amount of additional output. يعني ايش قانون تناقص الغلة؟ dimension returns. خليني ارجع للجدول أوريك يعني إيش قانون تناقص الغلة. Let's say here the first labor adds 80. The second labor added 120. The third labor added only 60. Come on. The fourth labor added 40. The fifth labor added 30. Here is a dimension returns. Dimension returns هذا هو قانون تناقص الغلة أو قانون dimension return to scale. العائد من إنتاج من زيادة عامل واحد بيتناقص until it reach ممكن زيرو. لو أضفت عامل إضافي هنا وصلنا ل7 8 9 ممكن نوصل زيرو. إضافة عامل ما بتفيدك أي شيء. إذا فين أفضل شيء؟ أفضل عامل أضاف لي the highest is the first. He added 120. The second added 60 units. The third added 40 units. And this is what we call law of dimension return to scale. In chart, the diagram in front of you showing the total product curve. هذا منحنى التكلفة الكلي الإنتاج الكلي. It looks like that. It comes from the original, and here total output, and here total number of employee. If I use one employee, I'll get this output. 2 employees give me this one. 3 here, 4 here, 5 here, 6 here, 7 here. This is the total. The total. It's increasing, yes. But the marginal product labor curve, which is the last columns on the right on the schedule, اللي قلنا بيتناقص. شوف, the first employee give me 80, the second one gave me 120, then it dimension returns, it comes down. After I add the third labor and the fourth, it goes down, and this is what we call law of dimension returns in marginal products. So the dimension return to scale very clear in the marginal products في الإنتاج الحدي. Okay, إذا سئلت منك if you've been requested in the exam to draw a total curve of production, total production curve, it should be like that. If you've been asked to draw a marginal product curve, it should be like that, increasing at the first until it reaches to the peak, then start to diminish or declining. Fixed factors of productions. ننتقل لتكلفة another topic, which is cost concepts. We have 3 concepts of cost: fixed cost, variable cost, and total cost. What is the fixed cost? اللي هي التكلفة الثابتة. زي ما قلنا, it's like a rent, like a salary, a machine cost. These are fixed and cannot be changed during the year. A fixed factors of production is an input whose quantity cannot be changed in the short run. We are talking about the short run analysis. لاحظوا احنا بنتكلم في التحليل في الأجل القصير, where one of the variables, production variables, is fixed and others is variable. So fixed cost is the sum of all payment for fixed input. الإيجار, الأجهزة, رأس المال. These things are fixed. A variable factors of production is an input whose quantity can be changed in the short run. Variable cost is the sum of all payment for variable inputs. The third concept is the total cost, which is the sum of payment for all input. Fixed cost and variable cost يعطيني التوتال cost. لما نجمع ال FC بزائد ال VC يعطيني التوتال cost. Let's move on. This schedule showing a productions of lanterns, إنتاج فوانيس رمضان مرة ثانية. If I use one labor, I will produce 80 lanterns. التكلفة الثابتة 40. شوف, it's 40 along the columns. The variable cost 12, 24, 36, and go on. The total cost is the summations of 40 plus 12, it's 52. 40 plus 24 is 64. 40 plus 36 is 76, and I call this column total cost. In exam, it comes sometimes he will give you some missing numbers, he will give you some missing columns, and you have to fill in the missing. What is the marginal cost? Marginal cost is a similar concept to the marginal productions. Marginal cost concept is a mirror of marginal productions. It's the change in total cost resulted in change of number of units produced. هذه المارجنال cost. Marginal cost, change in total cost resulted in change in the number of produced units. Yes, it is the total cost. No, it's not total cost, not division. Marginal cost اللي هي التكلفة الحدية. التغير في التكلفة الكلية change in total cost because of change in the number of output. This is not correct خلود. Total cost divided number. No. See, the concept is change in total cost resulted in change in output. D total cost dQ التغير في التكلفة الكلية على التغير في عدد الوحدات المنتجة. This will give me the marginal cost. Let's see how we generate the columns. إنه في الامتحان in exam it will ask you to generate these columns. How to calculate this one? Since it is the change in total cost resulted in a change in divided by result in the change in the output. 40 minus 52, 12. 12 divided by the change of 0 minus 80 is 80. So I have here 12 and here 80. 12 divided by 80, 12 divided by 80, this will equal 15. Okay? Also the second one, 52 minus 64, this equal 12. صحيح؟ إذن 12 divided by 200 minus 80, 120, and this will equal 10. Okay? Let's go to the third one. 64 minus 74 equal 12. Okay? وبعدين عندي 260 minus 300 equal 40. إذن 12 divided by 40 equal 0.20. Clear? واضح؟ عرفنا كيف نجيب المارجنال كوست. Difference in total cost divided by difference in length per day. Rahaf, difference in total cost 40 minus 52, 12. 0 minus 80, 80. So 12 divided by 80 هيعطينا 0.15. 52 minus 64, 12. 12 divided by 80 minus 200 will give me 120. 12 divided by 120 will give me 10. And this is the way how to generate the third column, which is the marginal cost, which is this equation, DTC dQ. Change in total cost resulted from change in output, and this is the marginal cost. The marginal cost represents the slope of the total cost curve. إذا قلنا التوتال كوست كيرف بالشكل ده والمارجنال كوست كيرف بالشكل ده. It's the mirror of the total productions curves. هذا حيكون عكس هذاك التوتال برودكشن شكله كده بيطلع من فوق بيطلع لفوق. هذا بيمشي بالطريقة هذه وبيطلع لفوق بالعكس، بيطلع من تحت إلى فوق، من ال 40 بيطلع إلى 120. From 40 to 120. So this is a concave and that one convex curve. And here the marginal cost curve, which is similar to the marginal product, the mirror of the marginal products. In here and in here, what's the difference between here and in here? In this stage we have the increasing returns, and in here we have the decreasing returns. يعني ايه increasing returns and decreasing returns؟ عائد غلة ثابت وعائد غلة متناقص. التوتال كيرف looks like that. total cost. الفيكس cost ثابت. الفاريبل cost like that. بعدين نجي هنا للمارجنال كوست، منحنى التكلفة الحدية، هيكون بالشكل ده increasing return و decreasing return. هنا كل ما أضفت وحدة واحدة if I add a unit of labor، إذا كلفت units of labor increase، يعني إذا labor was 1 if they become 2 I will get more productions than the increasing of the number of labor. But in this area, if I increase labor, the production will be less than the increase in the labor. So here I make profit. أزيد عنصر من عناصر الإنتاج باخذ مخرجات منتجات أكثر. هنا أزيد عنصر من عناصر الإنتاج باخذ مخرجات أقل. يعني هذه المرحلة اللي فيها decreasing return to scale. See the schedule. ال MP المارجنال برودكت and MC reflect each other، وجهان لعملة واحدة زي بعض. When MB increase MC decrease، when MB decrease MC increase. المارجنال برودكتس اللي هو ال MB والمارجنال كوست اللي هو ال MC. لما يزيد ال MP المارجنال برودكتس، شوف الارقام تزيد من 80 ل 120 60، هذا بيكون ايش؟ المارجنال كوست decreasing. لكن لما يصير هذا increasing هذا بيكون decreasing، عكس بعض the other way. البروفيت اللي هو total revenue minus total cost. This will equal total revenue minus total cost. الإيراد ناقص التكلفة بيعطيني الربح. total cost عبارة عن الفيكست cost والفاريبل cost. البروفيت عبارة عن التوتال revenue minus الفاريبل cost minus الفيكست cost. These things are commons and common sense. The firm must know about both revenue and cost in order to maximize profits. Increase output if marginal benefit is greater than marginal cost. Decrease output if marginal benefit is less than marginal cost. هذه بالمنحنيات. أعتقد هنا في concepts يعني very deep. خليني أخلي هذه let's leave this for the last lecture. خليني أخليها للمحاضرة الأخيرة اللي راح تكون إن شاء الله في موعدها. ناخذها المحاضرة القادمة. ايش رايكم ناخذها الاسبوع القادم نخلص المنهج كامل، ولا حيكون عندكم ما عندكم شيء الاسبوع القادم؟ عندنا الاسبوع القادم راح يكون التاريخ 17 يوم 24. خلينا ناخذ المحاضرة القادمة يوم الاسبوع القادم. Next week. Do you have any conflict؟ ما عندكم أحد في عنده محاضرات يوم 17؟ Fine. Okay. إن شاء الله I will send you a reminder via email. مين ما استلم مني ايميل اليوم؟ بالنسبة للناس اللي في الشعب كلكم شفتوا الايميل؟ في أحد ما استلم ايميل من عندي اليوم؟ خالد ما استلمت ايميل؟ اكتب لي بالله، اللي ما استلم ايميل يكتب لي يس. كلكم استلمتوا ايميلات؟ تمام. اللي ما استلم ايميل يشيك على ايميله الجامعي your university email and you will find a message that's sent by me. Haifa, check your university because you are in Jeddah, Haifa. You are in Jeddah. I'm talking about my sessions, classes, not in Jeddah. Jeddah sessions, the Jeddah student, you will have your lecture with Miss Rana, inshallah, on Thursday, as usual time. You come to this link as usual, and you will find Miss Rana giving you the lecture of your sessions. All of you have received an email, and inshallah, I will send you an email reminding you by the next lecture. It will be next Tuesday, inshallah. I'll meet you here to complete the materials of Eco101 chapter 6. Today, because all of you are here, I would show you how does the midterm exam look like. I will stop sharing the slides. I will go through a document or my screen to share with you the materials of the midterm exam and how it look like. I'll show you how to find exam in here. I will share the screen with you. In front of you, the LMS, the main page of the course. Okay, and here are some files: practice chapter 1, practice chapter 3, practice chapter 6, revision question 1, revision question 3. Please read all of these files, chapter 1 and chapter 3, to revise for the midterm exam. Revision question 1 and 2 to revise for the midterm exam. How the midterm exam will look like: click on MTA revision questions, download the file, and see the file how it look like. This is the midterm exam samples. It will consist of 4 questions. You have to answer all of these 4 questions. These are 2 questions. The questions will be like that. For the different level of productions and the total cost of each level, find the missing value of the table indicating the level of productions that satisfy the cost-benefit test. The marginal revenue, marginal benefits of productions, extra units equals. Sorry, this is an example of the final exam, not this topic in the final exam. It is not in the midterm exam productions. هذا اللي كنا بنشرحه اليوم. This is the final exam practice. Okay, هذا أسئلة الفاينل exam. So close this one. Let's say revision 4 or see the final exam structures. Maybe they have done it in the other way. Now also this is VC and TC. These are the final exam. Let's try revision questions 1 here. Maybe practice chapter 3. These are multiple choice questions. This can help you in solving the quiz. When you study for the quiz, study from these slides. Also, the quiz is coming on the way and it will be announced on LMS. Revision question 1. Okay, this is a sample of midterm exam. Define and provide the word examples of each of the following terms: the scarcity principles, عرف الscarcity principles, no free lunch principles, and marginal cost. And these are the answer. Question 2. The table below contains firm information about different levels of productions and the total cost of each level. The marginal revenue, marginal benefits, and extra units. This is also concept of the final exam. It is not required here. هذا ما هو معك السؤال. This is from the final exam. average cost والmarginal cost اللي هي أخذناها اليوم. Question 3. Explain what's meant by demand functions. أخذنا demand functions. قلنا الميد تيرم حيكون في chapter 1 والchapter 3. Draw the demand functions showing its variables on the graph. هترسم demand functions and how it look like. This is an example of how is the midterm exam will look like. Revision question 2. Let's try this one. Anything regarding the cost benefits, it is the final exam topic. Demand functions, it's the midterm exam. So please see these questions and try to solve these questions and see this revisions file to be able to study for the midterm exam. Okay? Yes, it includes all in chapter 3. I will take attendance now. Just hang on. Who has just arrived? Who has just arrived? مين اللي وصل الآن؟ كنا 47, now we are 48. مين اللي وصل الآن؟ Who has just arrived? Please answer the questions. أنا ممكن I can get it from the history of the Adobe Connect. Just see who has just arrived. But it is likely to tell me please who has just arrived. مين اللي وصل الآن متأخر؟ By the way, there are no attendance from now until the end of the. You have just arrived, Asil. Thank you. You are late, you missed the lecture. We have completed the part of chapter 6. Anyhow ما في حضور وغياب بالنسبة للمحاضرات خلاص عشان الكورونا فيروس. يعني اللي صاير الآن we are not taking attendance of students. Even online lectures you will awarded the 5 marks of attendance, but you still need to have participation. Those who participate, they will get the full mark of attendance. It's name, attendance and participation marks. It's not just attendance. Even though we have an indicators in LMS showing how to award the full marks, it's just for attendance scheme, not for participations. Anyhow, we have just completed today's lecture. We completed half of chapter 6. And inshallah, the next half will be completed by the next week. In conclusion, we will finish off Eco101. I wish you good luck. If you have any questions, you may contact me on LMS or send me an email. Any questions before I leave? Okay, have a nice day. Thank you for attending and see you inshallah for the next lecture. Good luck.